Well, just doing a little combining tonight to top the wagons off, and then in the morning when the wet bin is empty, I will empty the wagons into the wet bin then, obviously, and we're hauling out at the same time that we're trying to haul in again. Another spot you can't complain about. So much for, look at the map, how much dark green there is, so it's not like it's just one little fluke spot. So much for what I'm trying to do not working here, and the myth of, oh, you get lower yields. Yeah, there's a learning curve, but it's just management and some trial and error. I've had quite a few failures, but I'm proud of how far I've come. How about that? It's still holding 190. Still climbing right back up. But yeah, so we're trying to haul out because it's that time of year again that the river ports are going to be closing, and we got a lot of corn to get out, and I made a mistake this year of, well, every year I do it is I'm like, well, I'll get all the neighbors or all my customers done first, and then I'll worry about mine. And it's just like, next year I gotta stick to my guns. Still holding 200. I gotta stick to my guns and just do mine. That I just gotta get mine done first, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Because we're not just farming a couple hundred acres anymore, and I need to stick with, I need to get me done. That's the important part. So let's see if I can stick to my guns next year on that. So I'm right here with that arrow, and that's where my wagons are, because I can't do that little thing. The whole field is a little over a half mile long, and you can see this line here is where I just combined a headland off, and then I combined south of that, all that down here, so I can utilize that south headland. But look at that dark red, that field over there. That's part of this field. There's a driveway in between there, and boy, if it wasn't for the dark red, this field would probably be running a 185 average, and we can actually adjust for that, with a basic calculator. We can go into this map and we can see the legend, and we can actually eliminate that red stuff where I made mistakes, and so we can look at that. So on the desktop, this legend also has the number of acres by each piece, and so we can break that down. The red, this field is just burnt up. This red is because of me making a mistake somehow. But yeah, Besser Seeds is helping us all for us, and a semi-truck has to be in my future as well, because we're just kind of outgrowing hauling wagons. That's kind of, it works for now, but it's very inefficient, very cost prohibitive. It's expensive to haul wagons, believe it or not. A lot of fuel goes into hauling wagons, and time, and lack of acres per day. Just kind of random thoughts with John tonight, isn't it? Oh yeah, so I'll get Massey back to yard, and then I got the 8450 and the grain cart in the yard because I had a nice old electric auger I bought for a different project and never utilized it. And so it's an old 856 and electrical auger. I just used the motor off of one of my unloaders, a 10 horse motor, and the sucker works really good. Oh, stay on the road. There we go. There we go. Let's zip her to the right a little bit. All right, that's better. What? I know. I like this. I just moved this little dial here to fine tune my auto steer. I usually don't like auto steer in the combine, but when I'm recording, it just really does work nice because you can actually just focus on what you're doing. I like the auto steer for Dad and for Karen as well, because it allows them to just can't quite. I'm only going 4 miles an hour. There's some snow once in a while, so I'm kind of holding the speed back a little bit, because if this monitor ever goes white, so this line right there through it, that's 1 bushel loss per acre, and you can see that there's zero loss per acre on this combine. That's the nice thing about these combines, is they got so much capacity. I got my rotors wound up a little faster than normal. My concave, I got that practically on clean out, down at 250 RPM, and then my rotors, I got them at 540 RPM. So with the concave on clean out and the cylinder just going so slow, the rotors will pick up anything. They'll clean up. They'll thrash anything, because I'm trying to be super gentle in the cylinder, in the actual thrashing, and so the rotors, by winding them up a little bit, they'll clean up anything that I miss through thrashing. Normally they're there just for separating, like they replaced the straw walkers on my 8820. I just hit this little button right there, and then my auto steers on. So they replaced the straw walkers in my 8820, except they actually have some aggressiveness to them, and they're kind of a neat tool if you learn to utilize them a little bit. The corn just pours in there. I have 3,000 bushels an hour. That's a semi every 20 minutes, basically. If I had the grain cart beside me, that's a semi every 20 minutes. So we got a lot of capacity here. We're just not utilizing it because I don't have a semi and I don't have the grain cart here. So yeah, we got a lot of building to do on the channel over the next couple years. We need to build a grain facility. We need to pick up just enough acres to get the wife home. I don't want to farm the county, but if we could eventually get to 1,000 to 1,500 acres, and then the wife can come home and the two of us can farm together with a little part-time help from my brothers and nephews and stuff like that. Dad can help at whatever level he wants to help. But the goal is to get enough acres to get the wife home. There, I reached 70%. Unloading auger is out. I know. So this might be my last hopper. I don't know. It's not supposed to snow tonight. So we got 3 some inches of snow the other day, and now that snow melted and made a complete disaster out of everything. I might be too far away. Yeah. First time unloading? I don't know. But yeah, that snow, that makes mud more than anything. The whole yard is just slop on top of the gravel. For Pete's sakes, anyhow, I tell ya. Yeah. I think I'll get out here right away in the morning. If I get to the farm at 3:30 or 4 in the morning, then I can get these wagons unloaded and maybe do a round before the first semi comes at 7. And first semi comes at 7, and so maybe I can at least get 1 round, if not 2 rounds, before he gets here, and then I'll spend the rest of the day in the yard refilling the grain cart. I'll show you our setup tomorrow. Spend the rest of the day in the yard refilling the grain cart and filling semis. And Dad can just sit here and haul. Combine and haul. Yeah, boy. You better turn that radio down. You know how I hate copyright strikes. Now, where did I leave off? Buddha. Oh, I think I lost myself. I think it's right over here. Right there. Don't turn in too quick. Yep, there we go. Got lost in my own field. How embarrassing is that? I'm missing my circle here. Oh, because I'm data logging. I'm supposed to have a circle here. I can change my direction, but something's goofy with this monitor. I don't know. I think it's getting old. You know, this Massey's been a huge help this year. Normally with the 4640, you know, that's a phenomenal tractor. I will never ever put down the 4640. Other than we kind of are outgrowing it. But it's only 2-wheel drive, and it only weighs about 20,000 pounds or 19,300 or 500, I think the last time we ran across the scale. But with the wagons in this condition, I would be taking, well, in the past, I've taken one wagon at a time to the road and then hooked them back together. And then when I got to the field empty, unhook them from each other, get them both back to the road, hook them back up, run them home. Or if we happen to have the grain cart out here, you'd leave the tractor and wagons on the road, and you would run the grain buggy out to the road. So you'd be handling it an extra time, but at least you weren't hooking and unhooking wagons. That got old real quick. Well, now with the front wheel drive, the extra 10,000 pounds of tractor, now we can just take full wagons and just come right out of the field with them. There's been a couple times I've had to turn the front wheel on, because if I shut the front wheel off, I shut it off, and you probably can't see much, but it'll scratch. It'll scratch and claw a little bit. And so with the 4640, we'd be stopped dead. So I run the front wheel just so I don't scratch up and make too much of a rut or tracks. But yeah, so this has been handy. And then on the road, I got a lot more warning lights. I got the wider mirrors so I can see traffic coming to me, and then I go a lot faster. So the 4640, I never run them wide open on the road, so you're only doing 17 miles an hour back to the farm, where here I'm doing 20 to 22. And then on the way back, I'm doing 31. I don't run quite full tranny speed, so I run around 31 and a half, where it's 17 back with the 46. So I'm getting back way faster. And fuel, I can't believe the fuel that this thing does not use. Unbelievable. So this was a nice upgrade, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And so as we add acres and keep growing, I might end up with close to $500 on the year with this thing. But that's all right. I didn't buy it to sit in the shed, although that's what I said I was going to do. That's before I realized what I had. For one guy trying to run almost 800 acres for the most part by myself, I need a tractor like that. And so, all right, guys, I will let you go. Turn off my big lights, and there we go. Now I got my highway lights, so I'm not blinding traffic, and then I got a high beam and a low beam. So, all right, guys, we'll catch you on the next episode tomorrow.